So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Hyperliquid, a brand new L1 chain that folks across NFT collectors, traders are absolutely making a ton of money on. Now, of course, before we kick that off, this is not financial advice. I'm just some long-haired dude on YouTube who likes making videos about Web3. If you're going to trade in these things, do your own research and only trade with what you're willing to lose. Yeah, so starting us off here, what exactly is Hyperliquid? So Hyperliquid is a premier L1 chain built for an exceptional DeFi performance and user experience for DeFi participants. So they have zero gas fees, low fees on all their trade orders, a fully transparent on-chain order book. You can see the trades, funding, liquidations all happening in real time on Hyperliquid. You can trade with up to 50x leverage if you're a degen, and the UI is super easy to use. That has led to them getting around 376,000 users as of this video, with a little bit short of 28 billion in total deposits. Ridiculous amount of money. Now for their tech stack, and I'll go through this quick because I know you ain't going to listen to it anyhow, the tech side, but they have the perps and the spot trading, the oracles, so bridging on and off-chain data together in a trusted way, borrow and lending, auctions, native stable coins, vaults, governance, bridges, and more. So the TLDR is all the financial primitives that you need to have a high-quality, functioning, decentralized finance L1. For validation of their blocks, they currently have 16 validators that have been chosen by the Hyperliquid Foundation. These folks work in cohort to verify transactions on the chain. Stats, 0.2 second block time. We covered the users, 200,000 transactions per second. And again, billions of dollars in daily volume on the platform. Now, what's wild about this thing is that it's community first. So they have no investors, there's no paid market makers, and there's no fees spent to any company. So a lot of this is organic. So if you were an early adopter of Hyperliquid, either through their NFTs, their tokens, being a participant in their communities, you have printed. You have certainly printed over these last, 60, 90 days. Now, one thing that's interesting here, if you want to do some forward-looking projections with me, if you look at Hyperliquid stats, that 376,000 users, and you compare that to this Dune dashboard that shows a cumulative 1.8 billion DeFi users across Bitcoin, EVM, Solana, and Tron, there's much up to go in terms of user acquisition. Now, if we look at the Hyperliquid token, ecosystem token Hype, I think there's a couple things worth calling out. One, that the chart looks exceptionally bullish, and we'll go over a few reasons why here in a moment. But it's also worth noting that they did a huge airdrop to users of this thing. And the fact that the chart still looks this bullish is just a testament to how much conviction their users have. So Hype is actually deflationary. This is a write-up by ASXN_R. In essence, calling out the fact that Hype has a burn mechanism. So the native spot and perpetual order books utilize the same volume-based fee schedule for each address. However, fees collected on the spot tokens are burned. So essentially, the Hype USDC spot volume, therefore, directly results in the permanent burning of Hype. Since launch, over 152,000 Hype has been burned. So super cool. Another thing worth calling out is we are still waiting for some tier 1 listings. So Coinbase, Binance. I don't know how that works when you're out here eating their lunch with your L1, but who knows? Shout out to Jim_Hyper Dodge for that post. Now for what you can actually go ahead and start doing on Hyperliquid. So number one, you can start trading. Start trading through spots. You can also go ahead and trade in futures, either going long or short on these tokens, with leverage up to 50 times. Be safeu, okay? Only trade what you're willing to lose. In addition to that, you can explore these vaults. So if you feel your trading thought process or results are trash, you can come through, click on one of these, and literally copy what they're doing. You can also explore staking. So we covered these staking validators before. If you stake Hype to them, you earn a little bit of a APR. In addition to that, though, you also could receive airdrops. So these are a few airdrops that were provided to folks who'd staked Hype. Shout out to KirbyCrypto.L for this post. Now, if you want to explore some emerging tokens, within the Hyperliquid ecosystem, head over to Deck Screener and sort by Hyperliquid, and then I go ahead and I sort by market cap. I'd probably click through the first top 10 and see what gives you some good feelings. I've clicked through a few here. So we have Per, which is like the intern account and official meme of Hyperliquid. I also clicked through to Liquid Launch, which is a AI and a token launching platform native to Hyperliquid. And then, of course, Hype itself, which is, I think, a great asset to explore dollar cost averaging it. Yeah, so as for my strategy, there's a couple things. Really just a few projects I'm going to keep my eye on and see if I can get some good exposure into Hyperliquid. The first is Liquid Launch. We just covered them. Their token launchpad. And there may be some emerging runners to come out of that ecosystem. Another one is Drip.trade, which is going to be the native NFT trading platform on Hyperliquid. You know, as a project that is community first, rewarding NFT holders, ecosystem participants like stakers or traders, is like the go-to model for user adoption, revenue generation, all that type of stuff. So I think playing the NFT game across Hyperliquid is super smart. So definitely give them a follow. So speaking of NFTs, I'm going to call out a couple here that I think you need to keep your eye on. So Wealthy Hippo Babies. This thing has been super hot. They've already gotten a ton of airdrops from Hyperliquid. That's why their floor price is 2.7 thousand. If that's too expensive for you, I came across Jellycat, the perfectly adorable first NFT collection on Hyperliquid. I don't have a ton of information on this one, so be careful, but I did see that they are followed by the hypercollective.hl. Another one is Liquinia.hl. I was in their Discord yesterday chatting with the team a little bit. So they have a Dutch auction in their Telegram community where you can bid on an NFT, and whoever has the highest bid gets it. And I think there's also a whitelist process going on in their Discord right now for more of their collection. But this thing is followed by a ton of respected folks. So the Drip Trade, the NFT marketplace, Caro, who we'll cover in a second, Hippo, ICO Beast. Anyhow, it's probably going to print. Another one is Hypers. So Hypers is minting this week, Thursday, I believe. And the whitelist is closed. So I don't know how you'll get this one, but you could try. This thing has been getting a ton of excitement and interest for, feels like 2-3 weeks now. So you can click through to their Discord and you can ask the team to try and give you some love. Now, this one I haven't seen covered anywhere, so I might be breaking this right now, but Karu__16. I was cruising through looking at their collection on OpenSea, and I noticed in their description they said we're going to bridge to Hyperliquid when Hyperliquid EVM is live, which is live right now. And this thing is up. What is this? 7 days? Over 200%. So if you can't afford a Wealthy Hippo Baby at 2.7, I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. Anyways, maybe this K16, aka Karu, might be a slightly more affordable way to get into the ecosystem at a 0.22 ETH price. And boom, there you have it. That is 3 days of my research on Hyperliquid hand delivered to you in like a 15-minute video. If this was helpful, hit a thumbs up, comment down below which project across Hyperliquid you're most excited about, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace!